Back in 2010 when Donkey Kong Country Returns was released, I thought it was Nintendo's way of saying, there, you got your Donkey Kong Country, are you happy now? Now leave us alone so we can get back to making more new Super Mario Bros. Games. And I didn't think I'd see another entry in the DK franchise so soon, but with the announcement of Tropical Freeze, not only am I absolutely ecstatic, I now have a legitimate excuse to upload this video! Yay for me! So, in honor of the new Donkey Kong game, I present to you obscure trivia featuring everyone's favorite corporate ape in a tie. And when I say obscure, I really do mean obscure, even more so than my Conquer video. So without further ado, let's get on with it, shall we?
Okay.
Cranky Kong's museum in Donkey Kong Country 2 has a lot of video game eye candy. The most interesting being a Killer Instinct arcade cabinet, as well as a poster of Chief Thunder, a character from the same game. And in Crazy Kremlin's second overworld map, there's a sign above Cranky's museum that says, KI here. KI being Killer Instinct, of course. What's even more interesting about these Easter eggs is that they're actually present in the Virtual Console re-release of this game, as well as all other references to Rare. Speaking of Rareware, Banjo and Kazooie have ties with DK as well. In the Banjo-Kazooie beta, there was a portrait of DK above Banjo's bed, but was replaced with a picture of Tootie in the final version of the game. Donkey Kong 64's beta showed that there was once a shower stall in DK's treehouse with Banjo and Kazooie's faces on it, but it was removed in the final version of the game as well. I mean, why would DK ever need to shower? One cameo that I thought was really cool was the fact that Naughty, an enemy from the very first Donkey Kong Country, made an appearance in Banjo-Kazooie's Click Clock Wood level, and his color scheme is really similar to that of the boss Really Naughty. There's quite a lot of trivia and secrets surrounding the music of Donkey Kong. In an early promo for the very first Killer Instinct, a song plays that bears a striking resemblance to another song from Donkey Kong Country. Can you guess what it is? Give up? This is actually the track from Funky's Flights. And given the fact that Funky's Flights is the only song in the game composed by composer Robin Beanland, it leads me to believe that this track was originally made for Killer Instinct, as Beanland was the composer for KI. Composer David Wise did compositions for the first 3 DKCs, with DKC2's score being done solely by him. Bramble Blast is DKC2's most well-known track without a doubt, but did you know it was almost scrapped? Yeah, that sounds hard to believe. The song was originally made for water levels as a follow-up to Aquatic Ambience, but due to the game not having any real water levels, it almost wasn't used. Fortunately, it was used for the Bramble levels. As Mr. Wise said, it was a good juxtaposition to the difficulty negotiating through such a hard stage of the game. David Wise, more like David Genius. Kevin Bayliss was a designer at Rare, but he also provided voices for nearly every character in the Donkey Kong Country trilogy, including characters like DK, Diddy, and King K. Rool, to name a few. Composer Grant Kirkhope was the voice of Donkey Kong in DK64, and even after Rare went with Microsoft, his voice clips can be heard in subsequent titles such as Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, the E3 build for Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, and the fairly recent Mario vs. DK Miniland Mayhem.
Cool.
In the Donkey Kong Country cartoon, Diddy Kong was voiced by Andrew Sabiston, the same voice actor who played Yoshi in the Super Mario World cartoon a couple years prior. And in the Japanese dub, Diddy was voiced by Megumi Hayashibara, who is known for her roles in the Pokemon anime such as Jessie from Team Rocket and Ash's Pidgeotto. Takashi Nagasako has been the consistent voice of Donkey Kong since 2004, starting off with Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. And while we're on the subject of Jungle Beat, it was the first game to be rated E10+ by the ESRB, and Jungle Beat also received 2 sequels developed by Capcom, released only in Japan. Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 have many scrapped sprites, including one revealing that the enemy Puffed Up from DKC2 was originally planned to appear in the first game as well, but was ultimately removed. Diddy and Dixie have unused sprites in the second game as well, the most notable being Diddy walking and holding his hat as if he were mourning, and Dixie walking while crying. If I had to guess, I'd say these sprites are part of a scrapped game over sequence. Donkey Kong Country 2 also has an unused character called Mr. X. Said to be an early version of the enemy Cackle or the original boss of the Gloomy Gulch world, Mr. X isn't found anywhere in the game itself, although he is in the 76th issue of Nintendo Power and the official German Player's Guide. The Player's Guide states that Mr. X is a character that nobody has ever seen or heard of before. And finally, in an interview with IGN, legendary game creator Shigeru Miyamoto cleared up the rumors of him disliking Donkey Kong Country 1, stating that he worked very closely with Rare on the game, and frequently emailing with Rare's co-founder Tim Stamper right up until the game's completion. Michael Kelbaugh, president and and CEO of Retro Studios, stated before they started work on demos for Donkey Kong Country Returns, Mr. Miyamoto said to them, "DK is my baby, and you better get it right." Well, that's it for today, guys, but if I find more stuff about trivia about the games that I find interesting, well, you can be sure I'll be back with another episode. And if you want to see more trivia-related videos, more professionally done, I might add, you can see Did You Know Gaming stuff, but I don't know why I'm telling you to do that, you probably know them already. But I'm just nice like that, I guess. Make sure you like, favorite, subscribe, yada yada, all the good stuff. And go like my Facebook page if you want to see updates from me, because I can do updates a lot better on Facebook than on YouTube, where I just make one big video. But I'm gonna do that anyways really soon. And before I go today, I'd like to leave you with a little teaser for my next video. It's way outside my usual range, I might add.
We are controlling transmission. Ready. Ah!